Yahawa, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahawa, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahawa, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grim Mystery and Ruel, to the icon around the four corners of the earth, preaching the gospel from Ashak Yahushai, in sincerity and truth. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, so this tension between Russia and America is just going to get worse. And that's according to prophecy. So it's not just by the words of my mouth. It's according to the words of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Kadash. So, you could watch the video. It just shows you that, America's basically going to, do drastic, do drastic things, or let me say, take drastic measures to keep that tension between themselves and Russia, going on, because it's money right there. It's a war. It's a war tactic, because war is business and business is war. All right. So I'm going to read a quick precept from the book of Isaiah. It's that it's something you always have to be aware of, man. That this war that the Lord has already sowed the seed of, has to take place, man. All right. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11 says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." All right. So this turmoil, this disagreement between United States and Russia is just gonna get thick. Okay, it's gonna get more aggravating, in the weeks and months to come. All right, and it's gonna lead to World War III. All right, so that's not gonna be a big surprise to the men of the Lord, because we're looking forward to these events taking place, because it's part of the Most High's program. It's part of prophecy that United States and Russia will have to lock horns and declare war against each other, just like United States Congress declares war. Yeah, the Russian Duma is going to declare war against America. So it's going to be crazy over there in the Middle East, over there in Europe. All right, even in the seas too. All right, cyber war, maritime war, land-based war, and all that stuff is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And that's just what the Lord has already set in motion. All right, for the kingdom of the Most High to be set up upon the face of the earth, evils have to take place. And World War III is a necessary evil that you have to, look forward to happening, okay? So, another principle I also like to bring out is going to be from the book of Revelation, chapter 13. All right, it's all part of what the Lord has deemed to take place. So Revelation chapter 13 verse 1 says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns." All right, so this represents EU and NATO, okay? And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. All right, so that right there shows you that that's a creature. Let me not say a creature, man. A being that is destined for destruction. Because remember, blasphemy is a sin punishable by death. Okay, and the Lord has already set that law, okay, in stone. Okay, And then verse 2 says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So that right there in verse 2 tells you about the rulership of the Edomites, starting with the Greeks. All right, that's what the leopard represents. All right, and then it ends with the feet of a bear, and that represents Russia. And the Edomites always want to say that their civilization started with the Greeks, and that's the fact right there. Okay, and then the mouth of the lion represents the UK, and the UK is the right arm of America. Okay, and that's how America goes along with the program of the elite man. Okay, so they have to work in conjunction with the NATO. Okay, and NATO is gonna have to suit up for war. Okay, and it's gonna get extremely violent. That's why it says in this caption on the screen, now it's worse than during the Cold War. So the tension between America and Russia is gonna keep on increasing, and you already hear about the so-called Open Skies Treaty no longer in effect between Russia and United States, and it's just gonna create more element of distrust. And when you even watch, videos and read documents further, Russia also lets NATO know that they can't share the information that they receive from flying over Russian territory. They can't share that information with the United States, but NATO doesn't go along with the request from Russia. So that's going to further increase the tensions. Okay, so more chaos is coming. So another precept I would like to read is going to be from the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verses 19 and 20. And it reads, it says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Why? Because of the nuclear missiles that shall be launched. All right? And it's going to be scary when folks see the nuclear missiles being launched, man, and they hear the sound of them flying over, and you hear about the impact. You see the destruction. They experience the destruction and all that. They become victims of the destruction, collateral damage because of the prophecy of the Lord. And then it says, verse 20, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Why? Because of the back and forth of these missiles being launched. Okay, from one end of the earth to the other. All right, it's gonna be a very strange time, and that's why it was, read the caption on the screen again. It's worse. So this nuclear war is gonna be the ending of both rulerships of Russia and America. All right, even NATO. Okay, so that's gonna be their final judgment, man. They're gonna end up destroying each other, and the angel of the Lord have to regulate the destruction. All right. And then verse 20 says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Yeah, so this current rulership of Esau upon the face of the earth is on its way out, and it's going to go out violently. Okay, and that's the word of the Lord. And then final precept will be from the book of Joel chapter 3. You read verse 14 and 15. It says, multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, and that's here in the Middle East. Okay, the valley of Yehoshaphat, or there by the Persian Gulf. All right, these troops from these different nations are going to gather around there. Okay, Elam, Persia, uh, Ishmael, Esau, NATO and America and Russia and the allied Chinese, they're gonna go at it over there. Then it says, "For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision." Yeah, the valley of judgment. Okay. And then 15 says, verse 15 says, "The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining." Why? Because of the destruction. All that smoke in the air, man, shall cover the skies. And it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be really, really crazy. That's why it's going to be a war, that's not going to have been witnessed before. And that's why I have to read that one more precept. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled and blowed. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." And that's what we're looking forward to, man. That's why we have to pray to the Lord Amashak shall deliver us in those days, all right? We don't want to be on earth when these nuclear missiles are having a having a field day, burning up and destroying, infrastructure, people getting turned into powder, being vaporized, all right? So that's what we're looking forward to, man. Salvation in this terrible times that's coming. Shalom.